watching the IUP TV News Bulletin, bringing you stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community on Channels 6 and 20.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday, October 20th. I'm Hannah Caminetti.
And I'm Matt Palumbo, coming to you this evening in association with WIUP News. The former Giant Eagle Express on South 7th Street in Indiana, which closed in 2015, is now being repurposed into a Dollar General. This will be a specialty Dollar General market store that will sell groceries such as fresh meat and produce, along with dairy products and perishable items. The store will cover around 80% of food produce categories, providing a convenient options for students and local residents to purchase groceries. Since the closing of the Giant Eagle, students have been asking for more grocery options within walking distance of campus, and it appears their wishes will be granted soon. The store is expected to open later this semester, but no official date has been set.
IUP College Democrats came together last week for a rally centered around abortion rights. Organizers, members, and advocates took to the mic expressing their concerns.
This issue is bigger than I am, but it is not bigger than we are together. If you truly care about this democracy, it is our time and our duty to speak, to rally, to fight, and to vote.
Brian Doyle, who is running for state representative of Pennsylvania's 62nd district, was also there, along with the president of IUP College Democrats, Sam Bigham. Passerby were also spotted voicing their opposition. Regardless of these differences, candidates on both parties are urging people to register and prepare for the upcoming November election.
Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman released an updated medical report Wednesday. The report, dated October 15th, stated Fetterman is, quote, recovering well from his stroke and his health has continued to improve, and that he, quote, has no work restrictions and can work full duty in public office. This report comes after Republicans, including his direct opponent, Dr. Mehmet Oz, have expressed concerns about Fetterman's ability to serve Pennsylvanians. Fetterman and his team released the report in order to ease public concerns about his health and direct attention to the issues affecting Pennsylvania citizens. As the Senate race heats up, approaching the November 8th election, Fetterman and Oz have arranged a debate on Tuesday, October 25th, in hopes of informing potential voters about their policies.
In Newtown, PA, a resident trying to remove a political sign in their Upper Makefield property was injured after discovering razor blades had been fixed to the outside of the sign. Township police said Sunday that the resident was caught on blades that were placed on a Josh Shapiro for Governor campaign sign, which had been placed on the property without the resident's permission. Upper Makefield police said investigators also found razor blades on the perimeters of campaign signs for Josh Fetterman and Ashley Ehas.
Borrowers can now submit their applications to have some of their student debt canceled, President Joe Biden announced on Monday. A beta version of the application was released and available through the Education Department's Federal Student Aid Office. More than 8 million borrowers applied for the debt cancellation over the weekend after the website went live on Friday. Borrowers must submit their Social Security numbers and birth dates and attest that they meet the income eligibility requirements. White House officials said they're hopeful that borrowers who apply in October will see the loan cancellation reflected in their balances by next month. And they're urging borrowers to apply as soon as possible.
In New York, Mackenzie Scott, a philanthropist, donated $84.5 million to the Girl Scouts of the USA and 29 of its local branches. The 110-year-old organization said Tuesday. It's the largest donation the Girl Scouts have received from an individual since their foundation in 1912 and considered a vote of confidence. The funds will help the organization recover from the impact of the pandemic, which drove down membership. The Girl Scouts plan to support your volunteers and staff, make camp properties more resistant to the impacts of climate change, improve science and technology education for the youth members, and develop diversity and inclusion programming to make their troops more accessible.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people?
The climate activists of Just Stop Oil have gained visibility after their Friday demonstration when protesters threw tomato soup at Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers painting in London's National Gallery. On Saturday, the pair were joined in court by another activist who had doused a Scotland Yard sign in yellow paint. Members of the UK-based group have previously gained attention for gluing themselves to paintings at art galleries and blocking roads and even racetracks. The activists say their goal is to ensure that the government commits to ending all new licenses and consents for the exploration, development, and production of fossil fuels in the UK.
In Moscow, a Russian warplane crashed into a residential area on Monday after suffering engine failure. The crash has left at least 13 people dead, 3 of whom died from when they jumped off a 9-story apartment building to escape a massive blaze. After hours of combing through the charred debris, authorities said 3 children were among the 13 dead and 19 others were hospitalized with injuries. Military experts have noted that as the number of Russian military flights increased sharply during the fighting, so did the crashes. Coming up, people who are running miles in honor of life itself.
Also, a club in the communications department bringing out people's creative side. Each year, Indiana residents and IUP students come together while burning calories in a recognition for a problem well endured by many.
An event called the Love of Life 5K, covered by Ryan Carter, kicks off the Indiana PA with the goal of raising awareness for breast cancer.
The month of October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the organization aims to promote awareness for survivors, support those in the fight, and remembrance for those lost. Different organizations across the country organize events to help raise awareness for the cause in their area. Indiana itself holds a yearly Love of Life run and/or walk in October. This past Saturday, the race stepped off with the intention of rallying support and donations for breast cancer. Many friends, families, and supporters joined together to show their support for one another.
So this march it brings together the community, I think. Seeing all these people that just ran past me really brought some light into today, just to see how many people can come together to support such a great cause.
The race is held in downtown Indiana, and organizers work tirelessly throughout the year to plan the event. The race can be done in person or virtually by signing onto their Zoom to watch and support. Many participants are here in support of fellow survivors, friends, and/or family members. Breast cancer affects about 13% of women in their life in the United States. Women should have visits and checkups with their doctors when discovering any abnormalities. Women 40 or older should also have regularly scheduled mammograms. Some participants and volunteers had some advice for women going through the fight.
Try and stay confident in every situation. It's the best thing that can suit you is confidence. I would tell all women just to stay strong and to always do what feels right for them and to just always stick together.
So I would just say to just make sure that your health is first. Just gonna do checkups, exams.
The Love of Life 5K is an event right here in Indiana for people to show their support to the countless of Americans going through the fight. Reporting in downtown Indiana, this is Ryan Carter with IUP News.
The colorful autumn leaves aren't quite gone yet. This gives the IUP Student Photography Association a reason to go out and get some remarkable shots. And you can too, says our producer Stoker Wyzorek.
The apple of one's eye. A saying for some folks in Indiana County who appreciate a more visual form of creativity. A club within the communications department embraces this art form, with Alexa Geiger being the president.
We'll teach you, we'll help you, we're all there to help each other grow and just have a good time.
Every week on Wednesday evenings, the club members get together and bring their ideas into action in the form of colors, light, and talent. Braden Murray gives his insight.
When I started to learn more about how to actually use my camera professionally, it was really awesome to go out and create something like long exposure or light painting or some of these other really high quality stunning images.
Some concepts are easier to grasp than others.
It's a very subjective concept on what can truly be a good photo, because you can have a set story in mind for one and then have everybody else see it in a different way, but that could be probably the best way. It gets exposure out there, like it gets interpreted, and then it also allows you to see things from a different perspective.
Joining this club can give you a head start to knowing what creates a good or bad photo. The camera is a powerful tool if you know how to use one, even if it's on your phone. The organization is looking for new members each semester. An entry fee of $5 is required to join.
But they go towards things like props, setting up shoots. We do fundraising too to help do that as well. If people like joining in on fundraisers, we did a bake sale this year, which was very fun. And then we also plan to go to Pittsburgh the end of the month too. We usually try to do a trip at the end of the year, but with COVID and everything, it's been a little difficult.
If you don't have such equipment, cameras and other attachments can be rented in the Stapleton Library as well as Stouffer Hall.
In Indiana, Pennsylvania, Stoker Wyzorek, IUP News.
Still ahead, furry friends that love to help you counteract the seasonal blues.
But first, how students are using tools to learn in a reality of their own.
The Hub Fitness Center is the go-to place on campus for students to work out. The cardio machines will keep your heart rate pumping. And there is plenty of equipment for strength training of your choice. Our functional training rooms will help keep your core in shape. From strength training to cardio, this is the place to go to stay fit.
Ever wonder what it would be like to create a world of your own? Or try something big but without the pressure of it being real?
Those are questions that our Joseph Blass and other students look to answer in a virtual reality class at IUP.
Over the last year, IUP's communications department has been through a lot of changes. One of these changes being the new VR equipment acquired by the department, equipment that could provide many new learning opportunities for students, such as the ability to take training courses virtually, which can help out students who are looking to go into healthcare or any other job. With Meta and other headset developers coming up with new ideas to make headsets easier to use and more affordable. Right now, our university has one class dedicated to using this equipment, called Communications 281, run by Dr. Eric Laubert, with more classes on the way. I have with me here Griffin Brandon, who is currently working with the VR equipment that we have here on IUP campus.
To be honest, at the start, it was a little bit difficult because we had having to follow Unity, but when I got to read and understand what the steps were for each tutorial, it helped me better understand how to create a VR game. And to be honest, it's been fun lately. I think it will better expand those with like a major in computer science, comm media, or if they want to try out a new major like game design major.
VR is already starting to give students here at IUP opportunities they wouldn't normally have outside the learning environment with the addition of these new classes. So even if you're not a communications media major, it may be something to check out. This has been Joseph Bloss, IUP News.
Soon, the days will become much shorter than in the summer, and this has shown to have negative side effects on people. Balancing those blues out can easily be done by therapy dogs, which Chloe Buzzard shows us here.
No matter who you are, everybody loves dogs. Known as man's best friend, these furry creatures can do just about anything to make us smile, even when we're feeling down. From fish to cats to even cows, it's no wonder why they're so loved. No matter what, our pets will always be there for us, which is why they can play such an important role in taking care of mental health. Whether it be from outside factors such as changes to our community, to inside factors such as struggling with relationships and health. IUP's student body has been undergoing massive changes in structure lately, and with that can come scary mental health consequences. But thankfully for lots of students at IUP, there's hope out there. This semester, IUP has welcomed some very special guests to aid in the fight against mental illness, welcome the friendly dogs from Just Paws.
The dogs help them by comforting them and providing a stress relief. There's proven facts about how the dogs absorb your stress. So not only are they absorbing their stress, but if a lot of students have pets at home and everything, so allowing them to come here and cuddle with the pets and pet the dogs and everything else, just interact with them, really helps them along those lines. And it reminds them of their pets back home. They get to socialize with the handler, so everything goes really well.
From humble high school beginnings to IUP's very own library right here, Just Paws has been coming to IUP for many years. What started out as a stress reliever for lots of the students taking exams turned into a huge hit. Even through COVID, the dogs have been visiting, though the owners take many precautions to wear masks and social distance. Even now, a year later, the owners will still wear masks and social distance in order to keep the dogs and both the students safe. No matter what, students are eager to visit the pets while they're here. But the question is, do they really work?
You know, just having like all this schoolwork probably on top of me with finals weeks coming and everything, you know, just getting to pet a dog and, you know, just like, just any dog or really any animal, but specifically the therapy dogs, obviously. I don't know, they just relieve stress for me, and seeing the dog kind of reminds me of seeing my pet at home, so.
Luckily for those of us at IUP, the therapy dogs from Just Paws are visiting every Monday at Folger Student Center starting at 6 to 7:30 p.m. No RSVP is needed and all are welcome. I'm Chloe Bizard, reporting for IUP TV.
Next up, how families in the area are preparing for this Halloween season and what it means to them.
And why IUP students should consider thinking about internships now.
Welcome to Folger Hall on the IUP campus. Once used as a dining hall, Folgers has been converted into a student center complete with a pool table, video games, board games, and study space for students to utilize throughout their. Students can use this space to catch up on some great programming, study, or grab a bite to eat at Folgers late night, serving food until 1 a.m. Come check it out.
Halloween is just over a week away, but IUP's Miles Majursic says that doesn't stop people from putting up their decorations early.
Today, we're headed to the municipality of Daleboro in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, where one woman is gearing up for a spooky Halloween. All seems quiet at this humble home until we see the surreal world being created on the inside. Kirsten Majursic has just begun the process of unboxing her prized Halloween decoration collection.
Over the years, my decoration collection has grown from pieces that I buy at the store, things that are given to me, and a large amount of it came from stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army. I make a witch's potion bottle cabinet, and most everything that is on there I made myself just from bottles that I got at Salvation Army or the church bazaar fair, maybe a quarter, 50 cents a bottle, and then I just fix them up and add things to them.
Goodwill and other thrift shops are Halloween hotspots for decorating and costuming on a budget. Many stores receive Halloween overstock products that are like new with tags. We now go to this Goodwill employee to hear what she has to say.
I've worked at Goodwill for a little over a year. Our store usually for Halloween puts out just a bunch of costumes. People really like to come in and build their own costumes.
Thrift shops might provide good deals, but where does the inspiration come from?
A lot of the inspiration actually came from Harry Potter. Some of my bottles are designed with names from the movies and from the books. I do have a collector's item Skelegro bottle that I bought from a dealer. It's handcrafted. It's a limited edition. I think I don't even know what number I have, but it's like one of 200. My favorite decoration that I have that I made is the giant jar of brains that we got the little brains from the Dollar Tree. You put them in water, they expand, so I just put them in the jar full of the water.
Mrs. Majursic has a Halloween decoration to make anybody smile, but what she really hopes for is that her family enjoys them as much as she does.
I've been decorating for Halloween my whole entire life. Started when I was little with my mom, We made every holiday really special, and I just wanted to be able to do that when I got married for my own kids.
It's certainly safe to say there's lots of Halloween to appreciate at the Majersic household. As always, thank you for watching.
If you're in college and haven't registered for an internship class yet, this story by Abby Furman has some reasons why this winter may be the best time to enroll in a preparation course.
As we start thinking about summer internships, we need to understand why they are important. Maureen Brady talks about how she works with interns.
Try to make sure that I give them things that they're able to do, that they're comfortable doing, maybe that they would excel at, because everybody has a road. And you just follow everybody's road and what they're good at, and that's where you kind of direct the work you give them.
We also need to know the right way to act in a professional setting. Do's include accepting new tasks, being on time or early, being respectful, and making a positive impression. Don'ts include thinking you're above the work, going into the job knowing nothing about it, coming in late, and gossiping. Ms. Brady also has some advice for interns.
I want you to be able to get the experience that you want. I try to ask people before they come in, what is it that you want to get out of this? What is it that you want to do while you're here? That changes once you're here because you see different things. And whatever internship you take, it's not going to be exactly the job that you're going to have. So you need to kind of take the experience so that you can apply it to other things.
Visit the Career and Professional Development Center at IUP for more.
Looking for some new entertainment? Check out IUP TV today. This station features student-created content such as The Big Hit for sports coverage, Animation Nation for all things anime and toon, Indie Rockers Ball for local music acts, Press Start for your game fix, and Witticism for a laugh. Tune in on Campus TV or on our respective YouTube channels today. There's something for everyone, made by the people that you know.
Hello everyone, I'm Stoker Wyzorik with this week's IUP Sports News. And here are your daily sports teams, starting off with the men and women's swimming and diving teams. They will be having their swim meet Friday against Edinburgh at 5. Next up is women's soccer, where they will be going against Mercyhurst on Saturday at 1. Following that, men's and women's cross-country team will be at the Bill Lennox Invitational in Newcastle, PA this Saturday at 11 a.m. Field hockey is up next, and with their latest win against Mercyhurst, they are looking to play at Kutztown University this Saturday at 11. Next up, the football team has been on a roll as they won against Edinburgh last with their score of 41-0. Let's see if they can keep that winning streak for the rest of the season as they go up against Seton Hill this Saturday at 2 p.m. This past Sunday, the IUP men's golf team captured its 4th consecutive PSAC championship at Iron Valley Golf Club in Lebanon, PA. Freshman Guillermo Salazar was the low medalist for the tournament, highlighted by a 3-under par 69 in the final round. The team has now clinched a berth in the NCAA Division II Atlantic Regional Championships. Now finally, for the sports volleyball team, at their 1-3 loss against Edinburgh last week, they will be going to compete at Greensburg, PA against the Seton Hill Griffins at 7 p.m. In other news around the sports world, the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to snap their 4-game losing streak with a nail-biting 20-18 win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After starting QB Kenny Pickett was forced to exit the game with a concussion. Mitch Trubisky came in and closed the game with an impressive performance. The Steelers will face the Miami Dolphins next Sunday night at 8:20 p.m. The Philadelphia Eagles remain perfect after their victory over the Dallas Cowboys this past Sunday by a score of 26-17. The team was propelled by an impressive second quarter performance in which they outscored Dallas 20-3. The Eagles will return to action on October 30th after a bye week against in-state rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Penguins begin their new season over the weekend, going 2-1 in their opening 3 games. Both Thursday and Sunday's games ended in 6-2 Penguins victories over the Arizona Coyotes and the Tampa Bay Lightning last night. They fell to the Montreal Canadiens in a hard-fought overtime game. They play next this Thursday on the road against the LA Kings. That's all for sports this week. Tune in every Thursday for more updates.
If you haven't heard yet, IUP News is collaborating with our local radio station, 90.1 WIUP FM, where you can also receive up-to-date stories produced by IUP students coming from multiple backgrounds.
If you're interested to volunteer and produce local stories with our team, please contact one of us on our website, iupnews.godaddysite.com.
On Saturday, there will be a doubleheader of IUP rugby games, and both the men's and women's team will take the field. The games will be located at IUP's South Campus field, with the women taking the field at 11 a.m. and the men's team at 1 p.m.
The first leg of fall break is set to start this weekend until Wednesday the 26th, where classes will resume until Thanksgiving. Some teachers are even deciding to cancel their classes, which is making some of these weekends even longer for students. The second half of fall break will take place starting Wednesday, November 23rd, until Monday, November 28th, when classes will resume.
Our question of the week: do you consider your diet to be healthy, and why? Comment your answer below on our Instagram page at IUP_news.
That will do it for IUP News this week. On the next show, we'll have stories about topics like Halloween and the revered Jimmy Stewart. I'm Stoker Wyzore.
And I'm Matt Palumbo. On behalf of the IUP News team, we want to thank you for choosing us as your local news source.
And don't forget to listen to our news show on 90.1 WIUP FM every Tuesday at 4 p.m. and follow our Instagram page at IUP_news. With that being said, I'm Hannah Caminetti. Please take care and good night.